Welcome to the Balance Birch podcast, where healing meets intention and we hold space for the full expression of mind, body, and spirit. I'm Allie, the resident hypnotist here at Balance Birch. I offer wellness-focused hypnotherapy to help release habits, fears, and limiting beliefs. And I also guide deeper journeys through past life regression, life between lives sessions, and mystical Akashic records. My work is rooted in the belief that transformation begins within, and that hypnosis is a powerful, sacred tool to unlock that potential. I'm honored to be part of a community like Balance Birch that nurtures the holistic well-being and spiritual awakening. Today's topic is forgiveness. And in today's episode, we'll be exploring the deep, liberating, and sometimes challenging path of forgiveness. Whether you're working to forgive someone else, yourself, or even the past, forgiveness is not about condoning or forgetting. It's about freeing yourself. Together, we're going to reflect on how this practice can gently release what no longer serves us, making space for healing, peace, and growth. So take a deep breath, settle into this moment, and let's begin this journey inward together. So people often wonder what forgiveness is. And forgiveness means different things to different people, but in general, it involves an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger. The act that hurt or offended you might always be with you, but forgiveness is for yourself and no one else. Here's what forgiveness is not. It's forgetting the act of transgression, excusing the wrongdoing, or denying your pain or hurt. It's not a feeling, it's not a weakness, and it doesn't mean reconciliation. It simply means you are choosing to free yourself from the prison of pain that was caused. Some religions may have you believe that you must forgive someone to get into heaven. Now, I'm not here to change your belief system. However, I would encourage you to approach that belief with curiosity, because this belief can be deeply harmful. It shifts the burden of healing onto the wounded, and it pressures them to bypass grief, anger, and accountability in exchange for spiritual approval. When forgiveness is demanded rather than chosen, it becomes a form of spiritual coercion, silencing pain, protecting harm, and even encouraging people-pleasing behaviors as a way to avoid perceived divine punishment. Over time, this can evolve into spiritual abuse, where one's worthiness is tied to their ability to conform rather than to heal. True forgiveness, if and when it does happen, must arrive from inner readiness, not from fear. When you're truly ready, you'll come to see that forgiveness is a powerful path to inner peace. If there are people from your past you still feel resentment towards, know that letting go doesn't have to take years. It can happen in moments. Whether someone ignored your message, broke your trust, or caused some deep-rooted hurt, forgiveness allows you to clear your own energy and reclaim your peace. Inner peace comes from releasing attachment, not just people or outcomes, but to the idea that others must behave a certain way or that life must unfold according to your plans. Letting go of those expectations doesn't mean giving up control. It means living from your own grounded center, where peace becomes your natural state and life often unfolds better than you imagined. Inner peace also means forgiving yourself. This is a key part of loving yourself. You are a good person and you're doing the best you can with the tools you've been given. Have you ever had an embarrassing moment that just won't let you go? One that replays in your mind like a loop, pulling you right back into the shame, the guilt, and the self-judgment? Maybe you tripped in the hallway in high school and you remember how everyone laughed at you, and you're brought right back to those awful emotions of embarrassment, where you're questioning your self-worth and the feelings of resentment to your peers. It happened years ago, and you're probably asking yourself, why do I keep thinking about this? Why do I keep punishing myself with these feelings? The truth is, your higher self is nudging you. That memory is still hanging around because it's asking you to be seen, loved, and forgiven. It's keeping you in a lower vibration and holding you back from growth. And part of forgiving yourself is sending love to that younger version of you. It might sound a little strange, but I promise you this works. I've done it and it has changed my life. And I'm going to tell you some stories here. One night, as I was drifting off to sleep, my spirit guides appeared, as they often do before I go to sleep. This is because our brain is in the theta state, and this is something we'll explore. This is a different kind of concept we'll explore in a different podcast. But it's when we're the most open to connecting with the other side. They could see and feel that I was wrestling with some very important issues that were going to affect my future. They asked if I was ready to forgive some moments of my life, and I didn't believe it was possible. They brought me to a memory from when I was about 12 years old, spending the summer with my grandparents. And my grandpa had been telling a story, something that made him proud, that was a little embarrassing for me. I don't recall the details of the story, and they're not important. But anyway, after hearing this story a few times with different family members, I finally snapped and I just blurted out the end of the story and I added, "No one cares about this stupid story." Surrounded by my uncle, my mom, and two cousins in a busy restaurant, I have never forgotten how in slow motion those faces slowly turned to me, wide-eyed, and my mother giving me that famous mom look, if you know, you know. Then I looked to my grandpa and I slowly saw his face fall. I was gutted. It was his story and he was proud of it, and I took that moment from him. I've replayed that moment thousands of times of how I took that joy from him, and it hurts. But my guide showed me that moment again, not to punish me, but to release me. He said, "You were so young. It's time to let this go. Send love to that version of yourself." And I did. I felt warmth flood my heart and radiate toward that 12-year-old girl sitting in the booth of a diner in Las Vegas. The hatred I'd carried for her dissolved, and today the memory itself has softened. Like I said, I can't even remember the details because I've forgiven her. Then there was another time when I was in high school when I said something hurtful behind a friend's back. Another friend overheard, and in her integrity, she told me she wouldn't accept that kind of behavior. And I lost both friendships, and the guilt has haunted me. I've asked the universe to forgive me, but what I really needed was to forgive myself. Again, my guides helped me return to that moment. I sent love to that version of me who made a mistake, and with it, the shame was lifted. Now I carry the lesson, not the pain. And recently, I had a misstep with a friend I hoped to collaborate with. I wasn't sure I could trust the situation. I had just been burned in another project, and I voiced my hesitation to her, thinking I was being honest, but it didn't land well. The conversation ended abruptly, and I spiraled. I felt sick with regret. I ruminated all day about it. I asked my husband, and nothing he said could help. I just lived in this awful place because I needed this partnership as part of my livelihood, and I thought I'd blown it. I was like, "That's it. It's over." Again, my spirit guides said, "Are you ready to forgive this moment? And ask your friend for her forgiveness." I sent loving energy to her myself, and something beautiful happened. The next day, my friend called to say she understood, and we found a way to move forward together. I'm sharing these stories with you because they have been a significant part of my journey, my growth, and my therapy. We are energetic beings that have abilities that are much stronger than what we've been told. And I share these stories because they've been a vital part of my healing, my growth, and my own form of therapy. We are energetic beings far more powerful than we've been taught, and the energy we carry from the past can quietly shape our present. So if you're holding on to these moments, know that you have the power to shift them. You don't have to live in this guilt and shame. You just have to start by sending love to yourself. Let forgiveness become the gateway to your peace. And if you feel called to connect with your spirit guides and explore this deeper path of healing, I would be honored to walk that journey with you. As we close today's episode, I invite you to take a quiet moment, place your hand over your heart, and breathe. Ask yourself, is there a moment I'm ready to forgive? You don't have to force it. Just be willing to witness it with love. Thank you for being here with me on this journey. If today's message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need a little encouragement to let go and lean into healing. And remember, forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself. Until next time, be gentle with your heart, trust your inner wisdom, and stay connected to your light.